Hi, everybody. This is another episode of We Are M&R, and we're looking at talking to somebody from Hanes today. I have on the line Rachel Newman, and if you could give us just a quick description of what it is you do at Hanes, Rachel.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yes, I'm Vice President and General Manager of what we call American Casualwear, which includes our Hanes activewear retail business, our printwear business, our Hanes activewear omni business, and then also our fairly newly acquired alternative apparel business.
Okay, wow, you're busy.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, yeah, I mean, so this series is really, we're trying to reach out to people in the industry that can give us more information to our printers. We have a large network online of people, and it isn't necessarily specifically M&R either. I mean, we're interested in talking to
Yep.
everybody. So we're
Yeah.
really, we want to promote people that are trying to help people in this time because it's such a challenge for people to get information, and we'd love to
hmm
know what you're doing. So maybe you can start it off by what's the current status and situation at Hanes right now?
Yeah. So, obviously it's a change in environment for a lot of people. There is still some movement in what's happening in the world in a lot of online businesses as people shift their buying habits from going into stores to being at home and needing to still purchase basic needs, in the socks and underwear and t-shirts that we make. So they've switched buying habits to buy those online. Stores are still, some stores, I guess I would say, we're starting to see a slowdown in that, are still fairly busy, but the buying habits have changed, obviously, to more essential needs of food and supplies away from apparel. And then specific to our industry and the printwear industry, obviously a lot of changes there as our entire industry is built on event driven things, gatherings of people, and that has obviously changed the outcome of what's happened in this marketplace pretty dramatically across apparel as well as promotional products side of things. So, we're in the midst now of just trying to figure out kind of what that means in the near term and in the long term. Our very first priority is making sure that our employees are well taken care of, and Hanes Brands, I'm not going to get the exact number right, but I want to say we have 60,000 employees across the globe. Some of them are here in the corporate offices, and we're doing, the right thing for those in the corporate offices and taking social distancing here very seriously and making sure that everybody's well protected in the U.S. And then our plants right now are going through, some changes with some governmental regulations in places and the environment down there as well. But that certainly is one of our first priorities as we look at what's happening, is making sure that employee safety is first in sight for us.
Yeah, no, that's good to hear. I mean, it's definitely everybody's first concern. I know that it is ours at M&R, and I can imagine with that many employees, that's a significant challenge for you guys. How is it
Yes.
currently? Do you have anything you can share in regards to shipping and/or supply chain issues that may be happening?
Yeah, so just a little bit maybe. I mean, I think the really good news for us in the printwear channel is we have really very strong strategic partners from a wholesale perspective. So all of our wholesalers are very well stocked in inventory today, and then we ourselves have significant inventory, behind us and backed up in our DCs as well. So our flow, while further behind, might be slightly interrupted because of some things happening, in region. We feel really good about what we have here and the mix of products that we have here. In the midst of all of this, the thing to keep in mind is demand has drastically slowed down. So what we feel like we have out in the market and what we currently have here in our DC here should last, a decent amount of time because of that. And we're working on plans of plants and what, plant closures might mean as well.
Right. Um, so I'm going to switch gears just for a minute because I did catch some news. I whatever you're able to share in regards to assisting directly in the situation with the COVID-19.
Hmm.
Has Haynes had some work in there, either helping first responders or other healthcare professionals? I'd be interested in hearing about that.
Hmm. Yeah. So we were approached through, and I can't ever say this word right, but through our consortium through Parkdale Mills. They supply yarns to a lot of different mills, and we're a big part of what they do. And we've been working back with the U.S. government on masks, and there is a tremendous need for masks. There's two kind of maybe even three different layers of masks. There's the more protective N95 masks, and I know there's a lot of ramp up of production in those. But what we've worked on with our supply chain is the development of somewhat of a more technical cotton-based mask where we do have some chemistry that we use. And we were able to work extraordinarily fast. I mean, I think it's tremendous to see the partnership on both sides of this with the U.S. government, with the FDA, and ourselves to get some masks into production and out of production as quickly as possible. So over the past probably only week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, we have been working to really quickly. We got FDA approval on these masks so that they can be used in certain hospital situations and settings. And we have started to ship some of those already. So we're working with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and FEMA to get those out to those that are those first responders, hospitals that are most in need.
Wow, that's fantastic. I'm so I don't know, overwhelmed to hear that. That's so great that you guys got FDA approval and that you're able to get,
Yeah.
into production that quickly. That's amazing. Well, that
Yeah.
says such a fantastic thing about your organization. I'm excited to be able to talk about that. Do you have any
Yeah.
information about how those masks might be distributed, or and when how they might go out into the hospitals and where everybody needs them?
Yeah, and I probably don't have this much detail, but the U.S. Department, again, of Health and Human Services and FEMA are the ones that are handling that, and I think that's great because we've had some coverage over the past week of this and what we're trying to do, and we have already started to produce these, and our first shipments of this should go out within days here. But I think at the core of this, again, we've had hospitals and people contact us, but really what needs to happen in a situation like this is a centralized location for this to come to so that those that are in the most critical need of it get it first. And I think that's what FEMA and the government put in place to make sure that where it's most critically needed, it gets to immediately.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's great. No, it makes total sense.
Hmm.
Do you, I guess switching gears one more time, and then we can kind of wrap this up. And I really want to,
Hmm.
respect your time here. Um,
Yeah.
looking at plans and projections for things with the shows. You mentioned briefly that some of the ordering and show and event type things may have changed for you. Obviously, they changed
Hmm.
for most people. Do you have any
Yeah.
plans in the near future in regards to either postponed events, shows, or anything that you want to share in regards to that?
Yeah, I think we're, obviously in the very near term, 3-4 weeks here, we're all pretty locked into where we are, whether that's, shelter in place kind of situations or people just still finding ways to social distance from each other. So I think honestly, it's a day by day thing right now, and understanding kind of what the right thing is to do. So we do have shows coming up kind of midsummer, I think, is some of our first ones. And I think it's really too early to tell. It's amazing how much information comes in on a daily basis to help you to make some of those decisions. So I wouldn't say any of those decisions are made at this point. We're just sort of taking the information in and making the best decisions we can at the moment.
Okay. All right. Well, Again, I want to thank you very much for taking the time today. I'm sure everybody will be really interested, and I think we everybody at M&R would be willing to say that we're really impressed and really proud that Haynes has stepped up in the way that you have to help out with the situation. So again, I want to thank you very much for taking the time.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Yeah, we're excited to be part of this, and certainly excited that we were able to partner in such a quick way so that we can produce these and get them out into the market as fast as is needed right now.
Yeah, that's tremendous. Thank you.
Yeah.